what really caught my attention was the how you can really connect with the kids and the reactions that you would get from them at the end of the year or at the end of a semester or after they've learned something, and they would say, "Hey, teacher, thanks a lot for this and that." So yeah, it's the second year was things have settled in. You can see that kids would start. Well, I think the class planning is what really made my second year a lot easier and a lot better because uh, the kids would get into my class more, and I would put more pressure on them, less pressure on me. That first year, I think I put a lot of pressure on myself.
Me being a student athlete who got a scholarship, kids that was in my class, because I went to Malik Creek, so a lot of the kids were going on football scholarships, and being able to share that experience kind of with them. They knew I was vulnerable, but then at the same time, they knew that, I meant business because I believe in, like you said, hard work. And me teaching math, most kids hate that subject and they come in with the negative attitude. So I would try to, like you said, hear their opinions, get their intake on what they think that'll help them, succeed in the classroom. And once they kind of put those things in place and see that we sticking to them, and this is what you said, is kind of it, everything just worked itself out. So the respect factor, the classroom manager, all of that kind of ties into in a relationship.
Um, I don't really recall male teachers too much in elementary school, outside of like PE. And then middle school you get more than high school. I'd say like most faculties I've been on have been close to 50-50. I don't know exactly why that changed, except for I think a lot of people kind of see it as education as almost like if it's going to be a 2-income family, that's kind of like it's not the main bread earner. So then, or breadwinner. So then it's viewed in a lot of ways as almost what people might call like a pink collar job. And so they said, yeah, no, I've heard that, where they say, oh, that's for women to do. And that's just kind of a secondary income that the family can have if they want. But obviously it's not meant to be a primary earning position. I think that, I don't know if people would outright say that, but I think for a long time that was kind of the public secret, I guess, about how teachers get paid and who should teach.
You said it's one of the most important. I think, especially when it involves retention or even the learning process, I think it's the most important. The teachers that I see, on social media, complaining about how stressful and how hard it is, and they're thinking about not coming back, or the conversations you hear in the lounge. It's always from the teachers that seem to have a difficult time getting the kids to do anything that they want them to do. And I've been into some of those classrooms, and I couldn't be it. If the kids aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing, if there's not a level of discipline in there, you're not going to like it. They're not going to like it. I mean, everybody craves, whether we admit it or not, everybody craves a little bit of discipline. And some people really need it, especially little kids. So yeah, I think that's a huge thing. As far as whether men have it easier, I don't know. It depends. I know a couple of male teachers that have wild and crazy classrooms, and then I know plenty of female teachers that don't put up with anything, and those kids know that if they step out of line, they're going to suffer for it, and they don't. So it depends on, kind of like Alex said a few minutes ago. If you can get those kids kind of into you as a person, and they kind of enjoy a little bit of a rapport, and they can talk to you, it's not necessarily you're the big bad teacher and they're the lowly student. But if they buy into you as a person, to what you're doing, then that becomes a lot easier for you. And that, to me, that's the thing with teacher retention. If you can get to the end of the day and it doesn't feel like you've been in a war, then teaching's a great profession. You're going to love it. You got your cliched summers off and 2 weeks at Christmas.